Hello and welcome. I am a hotel AI expert with extensive experience in modern hospitality operations and performance support. I am absolutely thrilled to welcome all of you, the students of Europe Hotel School, to your online learning journey. We're really looking forward to supporting your professional growth in the hospitality industry. Think of this explainer as a masterclass, right? We're going to bridge that gap between textbook theory and the ultra-realistic, day-to-day environment of a luxury hotel floor. Today, we're focusing on a monumental shift in your career as a rising manager. How to transform from a purely reactive presence at the front desk into a proactive, highly strategic partner in your hotel's success. Let's dive right in. Here's the roadmap for our masterclass today. We'll start with the brain of the hotel, move into mastering the daily run, then spotting trends and patterns. After that, we'll cover turning data into action, and finally, earning executive trust. It's a smooth progression from fast-paced daily front desk operations straight up to high-level executive strategy. Section 1. The brain of the hotel, shifting the paradigm. This is truly the very first critical lesson for any rising hospitality manager. To elevate your career, you've got to understand where the real strategic power lives in modern luxury hospitality. Hint, it's not just the smiles at the door. You see, there are two vital, contrasting forces at play here. Hospitality is famously and rightfully driven by the heart. The heart is your people, right? It's that warm welcome, the empathy, the reactive guest service that magically handles a tired traveler's request in real time. But here's the thing. A successful front office manager cannot operate on heart alone. You've got to rely on the brain of the hotel. And that brain, it's your daily data, your proactive strategy, and your statistical analysis. Without the brain, you're just constantly reacting to the world around you. But when you actually harness that data, you stop reacting. You start anticipating demand before a guest even sets foot in the lobby. So what exactly feeds that brain? Well, it's your comprehensive daily scorecard. Think of this as checking the vital signs of your department's health. You're tracking things like room occupancy percentages and looking at a 24-hour revenue summary to make sure you're actually profitable. You're analyzing guest feedback sentiment to catch any service gaps before they become big problems. You're reconciling cashier balance sheets, literally down to the penny, to maintain financial integrity, and you're breaking down market segmentation. This scorecard is the absolute lifeline, connecting the busy front desk to the general manager's office. Documenting these trends proves your department's value. And honestly, it's exactly how you justify asking for new staff, tech upgrades, or facility improvements later on. Moving right along to Section 2, Mastering the Daily Run, the next 24 hours. We're shifting to the micro view here, focusing squarely on how you survive, manage, and completely optimize the immediate operational day ahead of you. In a luxury hotel, different stakeholders need completely different perspectives on the exact same 24-hour period. For instance, the front office summary is for you, the front office manager. It's your go-to document to check total check-ins, check-outs, and see if you're hitting those daily revenue targets. Then you have the manager's report. That one is built for the general manager and the executive team, synthesizing overall financial performance. We're talking food, beverage, and room revenues. And finally, the house count report. That goes straight to housekeeping and maintenance, telling them exactly how many rooms are occupied, arriving, or staying over. Knowing who needs which report and why, that is the hallmark of a truly structured manager. These daily reports give you that immediate, high-level overview you absolutely need to manage the next 24 hours flawlessly. Look, in a fast-paced lobby, you literally do not have time to guess. The daily run is your real-time performance scorecard. It gives you the exact operational awareness you need to deploy your team effectively and ensure every single guest experiences seamless luxury. Now that we've got the immediate day under control, let's look at Section 3, Spotting Trends and Patterns, the macro view. It's time to step out of the present and look toward the future and the past using periodic reporting. While daily reports are all about the now, a strategic manager has to know how to scale their vision. We start with weekly forecasts, looking, say, 7 to 14 days out. This helps predict occupancy trends so you can make those crucial short-term adjustments, like tweaking staff schedules or maybe modifying your luxury linen laundry orders. Next, we zoom out to the monthly analysis, which compares your budget against actual performance. And finally, all of this builds up into the annual summary that gives you the yearly historical data you absolutely need to help build that multi-million-dollar budget for the following year. Let's pause and focus on that middle step for a second, the monthly analysis. This is a massive deep dive comparing your actual key performance indicators against your budgeted goals. The real magic of this report, it tells a manager exactly why a hotel might be missing its targets. If there's a negative variance, let's say your revenue per available room took a dip, this analysis stops you from panicking. It gives you the structured data you need to pinpoint the root cause. Maybe it's a drop in regional travel, or maybe one specific weekend just underperformed. Whatever it is, the data lets you formulate a solid recovery plan. That brings us perfectly to Section 4, turning data into action, the execution. Identifying trends is wonderful, but execution is what actually makes you a leader. Let's look at how a manager takes raw data from the revenue office and creates tangible, visible changes right on the hotel floor. You see, information is only powerful when a skilled manager looks at a comprehensive report, stops, and asks one essential question: why? Data without curiosity is just a pile of numbers on a page. Asking why is the actual catalyst that transforms a static report into dynamic operational execution. Let's look at how this plays out in practice. Say your market segmentation data shows that the corporate segment is bringing in your highest revenue per room. Asking why naturally leads to action. As a strategic partner, you've got to step up and invest to protect and grow that specific segment. You don't just nod at the data, you act. You propose upgrading to ultra-high-speed Wi-Fi, expanding access to the executive lounge, or streamlining the VIP check-in process specifically for those business travelers. Here's another really brilliant illustration of turning data into action. Take a look at this booking volume by time of day. Notice that massive, undeniable peak right at 2 p.m.? A reactive manager just stands there wondering why the front desk feels so chaotic every single afternoon. But a proactive manager? They track this booking peak and make decisive staffing choices well in advance. They make sure the phones are fully manned, shifts overlap perfectly, and the lobby is fully prepped to handle that 2 p.m. rush with absolute elegance. And taking action also extends to how you manage your people. By analyzing daily upselling reports, you can execute these 3 simple steps. Step 1. Identify your top performers, the team members consistently securing those premium room upgrades. Step 2. Position those specific individuals as mentors. And step 3, raise the standard of the entire department by having those mentors train the rest of the team. You're literally using hard data to foster professional development and drive team-wide revenue. It's a real game changer. All right, let's move to our final section, number 5, earning executive trust, the ascension. You've mastered the daily run, you've turned your data into action. Now we're preparing for the final step of your journey, presenting this data to the general manager and hotel owners to finally secure your seat at the strategic table. Executives live in a high-pressure, time-scarce environment. What they actually want and need to see from you is concise formatting. They simply do not have the time to sift through pages of raw spreadsheet data. They require clear visual charts that tell a story instantly, meaningful bulleted summaries highlighting the key takeaways, and strict data audit procedures. If you can synthesize clarity out of chaos, I promise you, you become absolutely invaluable to executive leadership. But please hear this clearly. Data accuracy is the foundation of trust. It is absolutely non-negotiable. If your general manager or the hotel ownership group finds just one single error in an occupancy report, it's going to completely undermine their confidence in your entire operation. Implementing strict audit procedures so that every single number you present is verified is the only way to maintain that trust. Your data has to be as immaculate as the hotel lobby you manage. I want to leave you with this really powerful quote from our source material. A report is a reflection of the manager's professionalism. I love that. Every time you submit a daily summary, a monthly analysis, or a weekly forecast, you are submitting a portrait of your own capability, your organization, and your strategic vision. You have to treat your reporting with the exact same dedication and polish that you apply to 5-star guest service. Which brings us to our final provocative thought. You now know the tools, the reports, and the mindset required to leverage the brain of the hotel. So the question is, are you ready to step away from the reactive desk and into the strategic partnership? Take these frameworks, apply them to your real-world operations, and start leading with data. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer, and I wish you all the absolute best in your continued studies at Europe Hotel School. Keep learning, keep analyzing, and keep elevating the standard of hospitality.